the live stream. I'm Rob. If you haven't, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. You join me every single weekday. Is it a weekday? Could be. What's a weekday anyways? What's a weekend anymore? Are there even weekends? I don't think so. Everybody's working some kind of day. When are the robots going to take our jobs? When are they finally going to do the work for us? My good God. I hope you're doing well on this Friday. This very interesting Friday. News just dropped of our hero, Luigi. Is this thing not working? Now it's working. I don't know how that triggered. Oh, man.
Close enough.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Anyways, what was I saying? Big news about Luigi. Saint Luigi. He is the patron saint of everybody who prays for no time limits on anesthesia from our malicious healthcare insurance system. The healthcare insurance doesn't provide a product. They just tell your doctor whether or not you can be healed. They're kind of like Jesus. They're like, what do the kids call it? Dark something? Dark MAGA Jesus? Oh, that's what it is. That's what insurance in America is. Dark MAGA Jesus. Not woke, I'll tell you that. We always got to remind you, Trump moves like a bitch. Not my words.
I moved on her like a bitch, but I couldn't get there.
Oh, and not only that, but he hangs up photos of Vladimir Putin in the White House. That's got to be a first, right? I don't know. I wouldn't be hanging photos of Vladimir Putin up in the White House. I'd be hanging photos of Harriet Tubman and John Brown. Guns a-blazing. Yeah. Please go lay down. You're not sitting in my lap. I understand you're cold. It's freezing here. How are you doing? Is it freezing in your neck of the woods? If not, tell me about it. Where is your neck of the woods? Is it warm? It's negatives. It's negatives. When that cold wind blows, I got my good warm moccasins on that I've had for a couple of decades. And even the moccasins are feeling the chill. So yeah, we're going to talk about all this news. Luigi's charges dropped. Oh, I didn't put in the title. New Epstein news. New Epstein news. If you didn't read it, there was a couple articles. By the way, the Telegraph, I am sick of you trying to get me to pay for your information. I'm not paying. Listen, here's the PSA, public service announcement. We used to have these in America. If I got to do them all here, okay. PSA, public service announcement to all you news organizations. If you try to gatekeep me from the news, I will find it a free way, right? Isn't that what they meant when in the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments? Isn't that what they meant when they said freedom of speech or of the press, freedom, press, free press? I would like a free press. Democracy dies in darkness. Isn't that what Jeff Bezos' Washington Post says? Well, how are you going to lock me out and keep me in the dark with this, hey, sign up now and you get 50% off. 50% off what? News that I could just go to a different website and get for free? Really? Jesus. You guys aren't the smartest bunch, but at least in these divisive times, we can all come together and agree that the lamestream media and the news sucks. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. What song is that? I don't know. Anyways, Hassan, 0 Epstein-affiliated billionaires arrested. But they did arrest a journalist. No more free press. Sorry about that, guys. So sorry, as my Canadian friends say. Sorry, Don Lemon arrested by federal authorities after protest at Minnesota church. It's a good thing the government's using your tax dollars to arrest people covering a protest. Like, what? They're not going to arrest these chodes. Look at that. We got a chode here, folks. Look at that. Big little rotund man. Big horizontally and rotund horizontally. That's what we call a chode. We got an official chode in ICE. I bet you there's a lot of them. Look at him. Look at him defending his personal space of looks about 6 feet. from a woman filming him. My God, ICE should be known as the Chode Enforcement Agency. Is that what the C stands for? Immigration and Chode Enforcement? That was a good one, Rob. Thank you. Thank you. Came up with that all on my own. Bunch of chodes. So yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell, she's claiming that there's 29 people. That's what I thought Hassan was tweeting about. I get alerts because Hassan is our dark woke lord. I don't know why people think it's Soros. Soros is a billionaire. Get it straight, maggots. We understand there weren't a lot of branches in your family tree, and you're probably trying to hump one of them, but get it straight. Soros is a billionaire. We want to seize his assets and redistribute his wealth. He ain't funding us. But our dark woke lord, our woke Shia prophet, Hassan, all hail mighty Hassan, was tweeting about Don Lemon being arrested. While these chodes, remember, this is immigration and chode enforcement. Look at, buddy, would you fucking stop at Old Navy on your way to work? Jesus, look at that. What is that, the Old Navy discount bin? Or did you get that at Abercrombie and Fitch? Is that why you got, if you know about Abercrombie and Fitch, you have to know the backstory of Abercrombie and Fitch and what they're charging the CEO with to understand this joke. I'll break it down in real time. I'm not a TV show. I'm not going to make you go, huh? And then look it up later. I'll break it down right before. What is this guy shopping at Abercrombie and Fitch? Are they getting a discount for all the kids they take and deport to Abercrombie Island or whatever it is? There you go. There's a good joke. We do some entertainment here too. So if you like that, if you're not needing a safe space like maggots, MAGATS. If you don't need a safe space from this, watch out. This is like a wooden stake to a vampire, silver bullet to a werewolf. This is like salt to a slug. That's a better analogy. This is like salt to a slug to MAGA. The Bill of Rights. Ooh, they don't like it. Especially, you hear Donald Trump the other day. He does not like Article 2. He does not. He says, you better not have a pew-pew anywhere in America, or he's going to spank you with the Epstein files. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true. The internet's a wild place. But Ghislaine Maxwell claims 29 people who reached secret Epstein settlements were not indicted. Oh, it was only a matter of time before this bitch started to speak her mind. Right? Donald... Oh, can we get Donald's attention for a second? Anybody got keys to jingle? Because he's like a dementia baby. He's like a dementia toddler. He's what if toddlers got dementia, which that would be an adorable world, God, because they kind of already have dementia. They forget you can do peekaboo, and they're like, oh, God, I lost my parents. Oh, God, I'm going to mourn, you know. But Donald... See what happens when you don't pay enough attention to the lady who knows where the children are? See what happens? She's starting to roll. This is what we call showing her yellow belly, all right? Old Ghislaine. She's going, I'm not happy enough in this federal camp that you put me in with a service dog. I don't think we should call them service dogs anymore for Ghislaine. You don't know what that wordage conjures up for images. It's just, well, let's just call it a helping dog, a helpy dog. Let's call it a helper. I don't want to call it a service dog when it pertains to this pervert. But yeah, Donnie, you're doing too much violations of people's rights, and you're not paying enough attention to the lady who knows all your secrets, and she's ratting on you and all your friends. It's going to get worse too. You should pay her some attention. Cause she gonna squeal. She gonna squeal. Let me hear you squeal. I bet this swine squeals good too. You know she does. She's been quiet long enough. She's like, bitch, I am a rich escort. I am a rich pervert. She's thinking, you release me now, Donald. Donald, you send me to Ghana. Or whoever doesn't have extradition rights to the U.S. Well, I don't. Those international law's gone. Let's face it. And Here's another article I was telling you. This was from the Telegraph. Oh, Telegraph. Let me teach you a lesson about the internet. You can try to get some of my money to learn about this story, but I will just research it and find it for free on People and then share it with the people. At least the Germans gave the Gestapo some nice clothes. Hold on, can we show this immigration and chode enforcement guy again? Because we need a visual with this. Look at that dude. I mean, bud, did you just get off of work at a fucking school and go and do this? Like, my Jesus, even that neck thing. Like, holy crap. Wait a minute. Hold on 1 second, guys. Oh my God, look at this. Hold on. Let me turn my hat around. No identifying marks. Oh my God. I could be an Ice Age. I never would. If I was, I would be in front of that lady spraying this chode. You know what I mean? I wouldn't tolerate that because I'm an American. A real American hero. I don't want to violate people's rights. In fact, I want to have people to have an abundance of rights. I think not only do we need the Bill of Rights, let me show you again. This is like salt to a slug, which MAGA. Listen, I'm about to put something on the screen that's going to trigger all of your sensitivities. Plata! Watch out, MAGA. This one's a doozy. It says you should have a free press. Don't arrest Don Lemon like the government just did because he was doing press stuff at a protest. Have they arrested any ICE agents yet? You know, for kicking in the door, waving in the 4-4, saying, Papa do, hit me do, boy. Have they? No. Have they arrested any of Epstein's associates? No. Staffelson. Got to take a pause. Staffelson, thank you for the $1.99. Appreciate you. Much love to you. Hold on. Somebody said we're not even going to read their comment. Oh, well. I got rid of you pretty quick. I was going to say here, in these divisive times, we can all agree that that person's a moron, and probably Russia. By the way, before we're going to get to Luigi news. There is so much to talk about with Luigi. I'm going to give you a sneak peek. Sorry, I'm dressed as my ice costume today. You know, I'm just going to be a little honest. I was thinking if we all just dressed like this when Ice came to town and we all went out in fucking Abercrombie clothes and fucking poorly matched ensembles, we could confuse the shit out of them. We'll all just go to our local Dick's Sporting Goods, buy some bear spray. We all look like douche chodes, and we just go out there and be like, wait, whose team are you on? Oh, Jesus, we're all getting each other. What is going on? And once it starts, there's no stopping it. These people aren't trained. They're Proud Boys, you know? I say confuse them. I say confuse them. I say confuse them. These people can't have brainstorms. They have light drizzles. You know what I mean? These are very easily confused people. They don't understand these. I mean, how did you grow up in America and not know what the fucking Bill of Rights is? Oh, you gotta be so dumb. If we doubled their IQ, it'd still fucking equal 0. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? By the way, if you're just showing up, this is the Bill of Rights. This is everything Donald Trump is going like this. You don't want to know what he's using to do that. I'm Rob. Don't burp on my live stream. That's a chode who dresses from Abercrombie & Fitch poorly. I got to show you a group of them all together because like half of them are wearing like army fatigues. What do they stop at the army surplus store on the way to work? Half of them wearing army fatigues. The other half look like a really rotund Abercrombie & Fitch model. Like, you know, like an Abercrombie & Fitch model who did one shoot, got denied, and went into heavily eating. He was like, I've suppressed this hunger for so long. And then they're like, whoop, whoop. I thought you people were supposed to be jolly out here spraying everybody in the face. God damn, we should all dress up like them. All of us. Everybody dress up like Ice. No laws against that right now. Everybody can look like a retard from Abercrombie & Fitch. Look at that, Joe Rogan. That word's legal. This is the only word I'll use against these people. That and chode. Just so you know. If you're sensitive, my apologies. I don't mean to offend anybody except for this chode right here and the rest of his little butt buddies. Everybody else, much love to you. I want you to have health care, and maybe we should all just dress like Ice. I don't know. Is that crazy? I was thinking it was like if we all dress like Ice, it's going to confuse them. You know, they're dodos. These aren't the brightest and best they're sending. And if you know anything about their charges, go look that up. Go look up ICE, police, charges, domestic stuff. You know, just go look that up. Go look up those stats. Go look up the J6ers, what they're going back to jail for. State charges this time. No pardon. Sorry, boys. But what was I saying? What was I saying? Even if they showed this on a plane, people would still walk out. That is a smooth burn from the London Economic Forum. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. I'm Rob. That's who I be. And for anybody who knows me, I'm an ordained reverend, ordained by God himself. I have the power. I don't know what God's power gives me. Not lightning. I know that. I don't have lightning power. Don't ask. That's Thor. I'm ordained by the Jesus God. Haven't been able to turn water into wine yet. I could make wine into water. You just got to drink enough of it and it turns into a water with some other things mixed in. But I'm an ordained reverend, former addict, a live streamer, Hassan head. Is that what they call us? And by the way, Hassan got banned from Twitch. Is that it? For 7 days, he appealed. 3 days, so he's going live in a few hours. So watch Hassan live on YouTube. Support our dark woke Sharia Lord. Does that trigger you, maggots? Does that trigger you? I love triggering MAGA. They're such simpletons. You can confuse them. You know, Donald Trump came out and he was like, what did Donald Trump say again? Donald, could you remind me what you said?
Smart people don't like me.
Smart people don't like me. And all of the MAGA base was like, yeah, those smart people. Oh, they don't like you one bit, buddy. We love ya. Is he calling us stupid? No, they couldn't. They didn't get that far. They're morons. They're dummies. By the way, I'm not a big fan of like West Borland or Limp Bizkit. I don't know if you are. I was there in the 90s when Fred Durst originally rocked the red hat. You know, Fred Durst was the original red hat wearer. He made it iconic. And I think he dated Britney Spears. But listen, I'll take it. Anybody on the team, anybody who could post that, well, what is that, a snake? Wes, I don't think that's a water snake. Anyways, Wes Borland is saying, if any of my followers voted or support Trump, or are still friends with anyone who supports the Trump administration, you're out. You never contact me again. That's Wes Borland. You know what I mean? Like, people are starting to speak out. I love it. We're going to talk about Luigi. 2 charges dropped. No chance of the death penalty anymore. God bless Luigi. Man that I love. Save so many from United Health. Innocent until proven guilty. Remember, that's the American way, you bitches. What was I going to play for you? Mark Ruffalo speaking out too. Hey, MAGA, what's it feel like to listen to any music and watch any movie and know those people despise you? Kid Rock's not making new music. Sorry. Everybody else hates you. Oh, and if you think old Cat Scratch Fever Ted Nuge is making any music, he's too busy chewing on like a antelope hide or something. I don't know. Everybody else that makes art hates you. They hate you. You don't believe me? Here's Mark Ruffalo.
I mean, listen, you could go sell cars and watches and do your liquor ads and all that, but I mean, I don't know what else we're here for at the end of the day. And to me, like, the people, it's only through the people that I even have a career, that I have all the blessings that I have. And I was trained as my acting teacher, Stella Adler, was like, as an artist, you have a responsibility to the people. You have a responsibility to those people who don't have a voice. You have a responsibility to justice. And I take that seriously. And it's enriched my life. I don't see it as an artist how you can be a great artist without it. I mean,
that's the truth right there. I love the uneducated. Yep, he said that too. It's so funny. He called these people stupid, uneducated, and the whole time they were like, that's me. He's talking about me. He said, I love the poorly educated. That's it.
Educated, I love the poorly educated.
I love the poorly educated. You hear? I'm going to play that clip again. Hold on. Let me put something better on the screen. I'm going to play this clip of Donald Trump speaking to his maggot, M-A-G-A-T-S base, okay? This is Donald Trump speaking directly to his own audience, saying, I love the poorly uneducated. What I want you to pay attention to is the people cheering for it. If I ever went to see somebody, I don't think I would go see somebody. But if I was ever at like a kneecap show, and they started saying, I love the poorly educated, I'd be like, go fuck yourself, and and probably leave. Because I would understand what they were saying. So I'm going to play this clip again. I want you to listen to the hooting and hollering, probably by Oklahomans in the background.
Educated, I love the poorly educated.
You hear, woo, woo, he's talking about us. Ooh, couldn't afford college, can't afford anything. Jesus, these people are so dumb. So dumb, easily triggered. They feed off of emotion. You don't believe me? Go watch Tim Pool screaming about he's not a bootlicker. It's his boot. Shut up, Tim. Oh, Tim, you try so hard to make such little sense. Oh, my God. Also, I just want to remind everybody, Trump, these are not my words. I apologize. I'm using presidential language right now, so forgive me. I'm a follower of Jesus. And he said, fuck the establishment. So I don't use these kind of presidential words. I'm very, very particular with my words. And if you're sensitive to that, if you have to say like, let's go Brandon, and you can't say the F word, maybe you need a safe space. But I just want to point out that Donald Trump himself said he moves like a bitch. I'm sorry. He moves like a bitch. That's his own words.
I moved on her like a bitch.
That's all we need to hear. That's it, because we know you do. We seen you drink water, buddy. Speaking of Donald, before we speak about Donald, J.D. Vance says there's 30 million undocumented immigrants in America. Okay. In 2025, undocumented immigrants were responsible for 29. Beep. That means 1 in a million undocumented immigrants is a beep, beep, beep. There are 22,000 immigration code enforcement agents. They were responsible for 34 in 2025. That means 1 in every 674 immigration and code enforcement agents is I'll take a neighborhood of undocumented folks over a neighborhood full of ICE agents any day. Well, that's just called living in the deep South, where they put up Confederate statues, Those people are tapped in the head. If you're putting up a Confederate statue, a treasonous, traitorous foreign enemy to America, and worshiping it, oh, have I got a place in Russia to rent you? You can't see it first. You just got to go. By the way, that's what I was looking for. I want to show you this picture of Donald Trump hanging up a photo of Putin. Poo-poo, old poo-poo. That's what we call him here. Old poopy pants. We call them old pooping pants. Oh, man, do I not have the photo with me? I got the Epstein one. We got the Epstein one. Where's the Putin photo? Hold on. Give me a second. Actually, yeah, just take my word for it. You don't believe me? Go look up People Magazine. They have it. All right. People Magazine was even like, Donald Trump put a picture of Putin and himself above him and his granddaughter? Weird. Donald's got a man crush. You guys can't dislike the gay people anymore because Donald loves Putin. By the way, I stand for all oppressed and marginalized people. If you're going to claim this country is the land of the free, but then tell people they can't marry who they want or be what they want or express themselves or regulate their own bodies, then you're not talking about a free land, man. You're talking about you wanting to impose your oppressive ways on other people. So get that straight. If you're going to say this is the land of the free, people should be able to marry who they want, be who they want when they grow up, and have their own autonomy over their body. That's just a fact. Maybe you don't understand what free means. Oh, Jesus. It goes back to the reading level in this country. 4th grade reading level, you're going to be like, is that I? Long E, morons. Stephenson. Oh, I keep forgetting. Do Do I know any investors down there in Boston? What kind of... No, we don't. There's no investors here. It's a working class town. We're trying to chase all the wealthy people out. Didn't work though. Back in 2022, if you don't know, we put a 4% millionaires tax and we thought, ooh, they're all threatening to leave. We're going to get them all out. And turns out our millionaire population grew by 39% since then. We brought over $5 billion in revenue. We eliminated school lunch debt. Every kid gets breakfast and lunch for free because of this millionaires tax. Our roads are better. We're doing so much work. And you can get a free bachelor's degree at the community college. So we were trying to chase out all those capitalist swine, but it just didn't work. We were like, what are we going to do? Tax you at 100%? Well, then you leave. Well, then you get rid of all your Airbnbs. And they just won't leave. They keep promising. The Belichicks are like, and the Krabs are like, and what's that other broad? I forget. There's a bunch of people who own stuff here. And they're like, if you try to tax us, we're all leaving. And we're like, good luck in Maine, you Fruit Loops. You know, where you going to go? Upstate New York? Have fun there. Oh, yeah, right. You're leaving Massachusetts. Have you ever seen Cape Cod? It's beautiful. You're not leaving. You're not leaving. We wish you would. That's why we're trying to tax you. But we called their bluff and more millionaires happened. So no investors. Anyway, Steffelson, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. I appreciate you. All right. Hi, I'm Rob. Oh, this isn't a meeting. I'm sorry. Hey, I'm Rob. I'm an ordained reverend by the power invested in me by Christ Voltron. I do a live commentary show. You can support this channel. You can support this work. Your viewers like you support this work. Do you understand me? It's only you. Those capitalist swine can suck it. I'm not looking for investors. I don't want my words tailored like Tim Pool. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? I would take Russian money to tell my people, my neighbors, my community poison? Never. Never. I'm supported by viewers like you, Steffelson. Thank you. And listen, if you ain't got the money because you're saving up for that one egg a month because Donald Trump promised to bring down egg prices, shut your mouth. Egg is a metaphor for everything, you morons. Okay, maggots, when you're like, I don't know where you live, but egg is free by me. You know, gas went down 8 cents. I can finally afford to drive to the doctor so they could tell me my Medicare was canceled. You morons. Gas isn't important. Health is. They're so stupid. They were tricked. They were like, oh, I got 13 cents off gas. He took my healthcare subsidies and he funded ICE. They're murking everybody in my neighborhood. But gas is 13 cents less, everybody. You could drive your trucks 1 more mile. Hey, there we go, MAGA. That's the thought process we don't want. I'm Rob. And if you don't have the money because you're saving up all month for egg is a metaphor, MAGA. I use egg as a metaphor because you idiots voted in a U.S. election based on price of egg. Not your health care, not to get smarter, not to ensure anything about our communities, but for egg. You were so concerned about egg. You were like, I gotta get that egg, man. Not knowing, like, you can buy chicken and have egg. Buy one chicken, have many egg. I know, this is fucking highfalutin math for MAGA, but I gotta speak their language. It's called moronic. Jesus. MAGA, what does it feel like to know that every musician is coming out of the... Wes Borland, hold on. I just because I was like, Wes Borland's alive? Does Fred Durst know? Wes Borland's coming out and being like, if you even whisper the name Trump near me, don't call me again. And I love how he says, never contact me again. Like, this was probably a personal message to Wes Borland's friends. And I just love that Wes Borland, you know him. He dressed up in makeup. He did that for Fred Durst. Well, Fred Durst was like, come on, nookie. And MAGA was in its infancy. They were like, oh, yeah. What's that nookie about? It's the women's fault they don't like me. I'm not going to develop a personality. I'm Tim Pool. I'm going to drop out of 3rd grade. Wes Borland's coming out saying, MAGA, please, I know you haven't heard from me in about 30 years, but MAGA, I hate you. I love that. Wes Borland, God bless you. But Wes Borland just made my list of fucking people that I kind of respect again. It's a long list. So anyways, but I'm trying to, oh no, not the musicians. I love it. This is a hurt balloon right here. I'm assuming balloon is metaphor for your balls because you got hurt balls. Yeah, the musicians. Everything you listen to, everything that's beautiful in this world. Oh, wait, Hurt Balloon doesn't like music. That's right. MAGA is so hypocritical. They'll be cheering on Kid Rock, being like, yes, can we get Rob Van Winkle to play Ice Ice Baby again? And then they're like, oh no, not musicians. I hate music. Haven't listened to it my whole life. It comes on in the car and I'm going, la, 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 la. Shut up. We get it. You're embarrassed. You picked the fattest, ugliest, frumpiest, Epsteinist horse, okay? And now he's just decimating the Bill of Rights. That's the first 10 amendments in the Constitution for the stupid morons in America. And I'm talking to MAGA. I'm talking to MAGA. Oh, Reddit. Wait. MAGA, before this happens, I just want to know you're going to be very triggered. Come here, buddy. You're going to be triggered. I own a cat. Here, I'm going to take a moment to appreciate the cat lovers out there. Okay? I'm going to take a moment to appreciate the cat lovers. Listen. Clipsy's Revenge, $1.99. Can't wait for the Super Bowl. MAGA tears. I'm praying to God. Listen, Green Bay's going on in the opening. I'm hoping that they don't even play music. They just sit there and go, fuck Donald Trump. And then Bad Bunny. I was like, how great would it be if Bad Bunny started flashing images of the Epstein files? You know, the unredacted ones everywhere during his performance. I'm like, do it. Do it. What are they going to do? Get upset? Donald Trump sues everyone. By the way, if MAGA ever says something about cats, just know they're saying it because they're scared to own one. They're terrified. Cat, $1.99. Thank you guys for the support. I really do appreciate it. Listen, I don't take advertising. I don't know how else to say this. I'm trying to do it naturally, organically funded. I am not Tim Pool, okay? I have hair. I could take this hat off at any time. I could take this hat off, Tim Pool. Can you take yours off? God damn, Tim Pool showing disrespect to the White House, showing up like a freak of nature, like a Putin puppet. Yeah, it would be a Putin puppet because it goes up this way, not marionette. He's a Putin puppet. You know what that is. Right up the whoop whoop. But Tim, take off your hat when you're in the White House press corps. You know, show some goddamn respect for the soldiers who gave their life for you to be there. Is that how it works? Is that what you're supposed to do to guilt people? I don't know. I hear it all the time. Oh, show some respect for the soldier. Like what? My grandfather? Really? Piss off. Fuck you. Anyways, I'm Rob. That's what I was trying to get at. I'm funded by viewers like you. I don't take billionaire money. I want to seize their assets and redistribute it to the poor. And if you have a problem with that, you should reevaluate your life. Your parents raised you wrong, okay? If you're one of those people who goes, I'm not affected. Do you live on Epstein Island? Do you live all alone? You live in a community, don't you? You pave the roads to get to that work? Huh? You're pumping your own 13 cents off gas? I love when MAGA's like, gas is cheap now. It's like, where are you going to go? To work and back? What, are you proud of that? You just go to work all day? That's it? No, I take one vacation. Well, I'm pushing for 5 vacations a year. 2 weeks long each. 1 day work week. This triggers MAGA. This is what I love the most. When I say shit like this, like, oh, the robots are going to take our jobs. Who cares? I don't want to work anymore. You like working? What do you hate your family or have no friends? What is it? Because if you love working, you either hate your family or have no friends. Because you can't love work and have a good time with your friends. You can't be like, oh, I had such a good time with my friends, but work is so awesome. I just want to get there. You know? When you hear the billionaires say, the robots are going to take your jobs, I go, good, can you hurry up? Can you hurry up? You know what it's like getting up at 4 in the morning when it's 5 degrees out? Good, can you hurry up? I will kick that robot, poof, right out the door every single day. I'll be like, you get to work and make me some goddamn money, robot. You goddamn Roomba with a head. That's what you say. When the billionaire class starts threatening us with replacing us with robots, you go, hurry up. I seen Elon's robot. It wasn't a robot. It was a human in a skin suit. It was like Charlie Kelly, the Green Man. Green Man from It's Always Sunny. I'm like, that's not a robot, man. I don't want to send somebody else to work for me. I want to send some kind of Jetsons like, what was her name? Ruby. Rosie. Remember Jetsons, Rosie? You're too young. It's okay. It was a good show. It was a cartoon. And the Jetsons, they like worked for an hour. They were like, all right, I went to work. They're flying cars. They have robots doing everything. Dog ran on a treadmill, and we're just not implementing technology correctly. So when these billionaires threaten us with replacing us with robots, you say, hurry up. I'm tired of going to work. Does a robot have to pee in a bottle because Jeff Bezos won't let him take a break? No. I would assume they have to squirt some oil in a bottle. And they're not protected by the Constitution, as far as I know. As far as I know, robots do not get these protections. So Jeff Bezos, who bribed Trump with a $40 million documentary about Melania that just did not bring in any money. They were trying to pay people to go in Boston. It's so funny. But Jeff, you can abuse the robots all you want. Anyways, what do we got to talk about? We got... and by the way, I am John Brown's blood cousin, and I support everything he did. He was a true American hero, put John Brown on the money, put Harriet Tubman on the money. And if you, if you want to have real freedoms in America, let me just say this, because the Republicans, the Democrats, the maggots, M-A-G-A-T-S, they've perverted the word of freedom. They say, oh, land of the free, people gave their life. For what? For an insurance company provides no product, allowed to deny us claims and cause, what is it? Where is it? Almost 68,000 lives per year be lost? What do you think about that, Kat? That's freedom? Give me a break. Working in states like New Hampshire for $7.25 an hour. That's a federal minimum wage, which they pay people in New Hampshire. Probably a state by you or the state you're in. That hasn't moved since 2009. This is almost 2 decades. Congress is giving themselves a bunch of raise. Donald Trump is taking your taxes and doing who knows what with it. Who knows what? But they won't raise, this is a criminal class war against people who work hard to try and afford egg. That's a metaphor for everything. I'm so sick of MAGA not understanding. That's a metaphor for buying a house. That's a metaphor for buying a new car. That's a metaphor for affording health care. It's a metaphor. They don't know what metaphor means. Oh, shit. I forgot how stupid they are. I forgot. That's why they're always triggered. They're like, what is he speaking? French? What's this metaphor? Hey! Bunch of morons. But I'm Rob. Hit subscribe and notification bell. Join me every single weekday and sometimes on the weekends. But I think weekends is just going to be subscriber only chat until I can figure out this membership thing. Because I want to be here all day. That's what I want to do. I want to talk to you every single day. Every day. Would you do that with me? If you would, hit subscribe and notification bell. Sometimes I'm amped up and sometimes I'm low key. I'm amped up right now. Why? U.S. judge dismisses weapons charge against alleged innocent till proven guilty Luigi Mangione. We're not even going to, you know what? He just dismissed the charges against Luigi Mangione. You know Luigi as Saint Luigi. You know what? We need a more handsome picture. There we go. Saint Luigi. Saint Luigi was the man who's alleged innocent till proven guilty. He did nothing wrong. In fact, I got to get this clip ready. Luigi. But after the incidents that happened, so unfortunate for Luigi that, the government's harassing him. But after those incidents happened, number one, the board meeting that Brian, I'll use paperwork to murk you, Thompson, the the middle management CEO, after he was cold on the street, the board kept going with their meeting. That's how much they care about you. Just know when you're bootlicking, if you keeled over tomorrow, they just replace. They're not fucking sending roses to your wife or your husband. Okay, so you can worship them all you want. They don't care. Proof being, they lost the middle management CEO, who was much paid, more. He was more well paid than any of you freaks, the maggots, all the people who support. Well, God bless you. And if you don't believe in God, may Hecate bless you. I don't know. What do you believe in? I just don't know. You have to tell me. I'm an ordained reverend. I'm pretty sure I can summon the powers of Mother Goddess, Thor, Loki, all the Avengers, Jesus, and a couple of Egyptian ancient Thoth. So if you want me to bless you, that's fine. Hello from Kosovo. Ooh, how you guys hanging? Hanging tough? I love my 2 cats and I voted for Trump. Are you bragging about being stupid? Even your cats hate you. Jesus. But after that board meeting went on, the only thing that really we got changed is anesthesia limits were rolled back. So the next day or week, I forget which healthcare, Blue Cross, Blue Shield, was going to roll out time limits on anesthesia. Now, if you're not a doctor like I'm not, but you just have, a brain that you use, you could understand that anesthesia probably shouldn't be limited by time in case something happens. Because if they're using it, I know an anesthesiologist, they're highly educated, very well paid, and their job is important to the point where, like, if they mess up, you don't come out. You just go bye-bye forever. So very important job. And to put an undue stress of time limits or charging more money seems to be opposite of what any doctor would recommend. Doctors aren't like, all right, start the clock, 11 minutes, go, go, go. That's not how doctors work, if you just didn't know. If you didn't know, this isn't fucking, what is that, supermarket spree challenge with and the clock is set, get your carriage ready. That's not how doctors work. And thank God for whatever happened to Brian Thompson. I think he tripped and fell. I don't know. I wasn't there. I seen the footage. It looked like one guy was flagging a cab and the other guy tripped and fell. He probably had fentanyl in his system. Did anybody check CEO Brian Thompson for fentanyl in his system? Did anybody check? We got to check. We got to check. United Health CEOs, can anybody do a toxicology? I want to know if he had fentanyl in his system. Remember those words? Remember those words? Yeah, let's use it on them. Let's use their language against them. That's what I say. Let's use the hypocrites' language against them. Okay? Important lesson for today. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm also a vibe coach. Your official YouTube vibe coach. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, especially you, MAGA, because your vibes are all fucked up. It's Thor. Oh, I wasn't staying with the chat. My God, there's so many. Do I condone? No. Do I denounce Luigi? No. Nobody should denounce Luigi. He's guilty of nothing. Guilty of nothing. As far as I know, Brian Thompson probably had fentanyl in his system. I haven't seen the toxicology, so this is just a theory, folks. This is just a theory. But how do we not know? We haven't seen the toxicology, so it doesn't say he didn't. It doesn't say he didn't. Facts. Nobody's seen the toxicology. Nobody knows Brian Thompson, CEO, middle management CEO, by the way, because when he didn't show up to the board meeting, they were like, who cares? Brian smells weird. Go, But we didn't see a toxicology. Can anybody show me a toxicology? Let me look it up. Brian Thompson. Hold on. Yeah, there he is. Toxicology report. Here we go. Whoop. Wait a minute. Based on, there's been no publicly released toxicology report. Remember the 4th of December. That's a good way to remember the 4th of December. Yeah. Cause of targeted. No. I'm pretty sure it was fentanyl. Pretty sure. Make sure you start telling people that too. We want to see the toxicology report for Brian Thompson, CEO of United Healthcare. This should be jury nullification. If you don't know what that is, here is a lawyer telling you what it is.
And you're one of my potential jurors. I want you. You come up there and say jury nullification. First, I'm like, well, that guy's an idiot.
I also am racist.
Because jury nullification doesn't really happen that much in civil cases. He clearly just heard it on the internet. But if it's honest, my thought is, wow, this person's telling us that no matter what the law says, they're going to do what's right. The law's sometimes wrong. They're going to do what's right. I'm obviously there as a lawyer.
Now, this guy's a lawyer, link in the description, Mike Raffi, lawyer. He's saying, when you say jury nullification, you're saying the law is wrong. Let me remind you, there's been a history of laws that were wrong. A history of American laws that were wrong. I could go to all the obvious ones. Poll taxes, you know, civil rights with that push forward, slavery. I mean, there's but a ton. But I'll just speak to MAGA right now. Prohibition, you morons. You guys hated that one, right? That was wrong. Your mom and dad, sister, brother, mom, sisters, whatever they were boot shining, moon licking, whatever it's called. I don't care. But how about just prohibition? That way you go, oh, yeah, that was a bad one. We got to drink our Budweiser, that German beer. Wasn't Germany bought Budweiser? That's funny.
Saying to myself, I am in the right. My client is right, and the right thing for the jury to do would be to, whatever, give my client money. You're someone in jury selection who says, I believe in jury nullification. I'm like, hell yeah, come on down to my jury because you're going to do the right thing regardless of what the law says. Anytime somebody in the comments says jury nullification, it's like they entered a secret code and they figured out the matrix. Jury nullification happens all the time. It's not this mysterious thing that if you say during jury selection, when you're asked questions, you say jury nullification, everyone goes, welcome to the jury, motherfucker. If you
heard it right there. Jury nullification. That's just saying the law is wrong. Why did we bring that up? I don't even remember. Anyways, big news about Luigi. Seen here. Handsome as hell. Look at that guy. Can't wait till he's free. Because the government really just screwed up. You know, they spent your tax money wrong. Let's face that. Because if you know anything about this case, the cops didn't read him his Miranda rights, took his bag and searched it, illegal search and seizure. Hold on, let me just put up the Bill of Rights again. You know, there's all these kind of laws that they're... Let me just ask you this. If you were so bad at your job that you screwed up like the one thing you're supposed to do, would you be able to keep that job? You know? Let's just say if you were Donald Trump working at McDonald's and you kept eating the fries out of people's bags and like that was your only job, you're just on the fry later. Would you be able to keep that job? Probably not, right? How do these cops screw up seizing someone's bag and searching it without a warrant? It's like, shit, man, even people who watch Dick Wolf shows know that, and most of them are misled pervertedly. But what can I say? What can I say? The judge dismissed the charges. So now all he has is some stalking charges, which I don't like Google just giving us the maximum penalty. It's like I was trying to find the minimum penalty. You know, like goes free, jury nullification. I don't know, innocent till proven guilty. La, 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 you know, just say stuff. Miranda rights. I know my rights. No, you don't. That's why I show you the Bill of Rights, because not only do most Americans, but it seems like most law enforcement. Isn't that ironic? They call themselves a law enforcement and they don't know the law. Maybe they should go to school for like 8 years like lawyers so they know the law. Maybe that would solve some of these issues, or just abolish them. I don't know. But just so you see, that's what he's charged with. Again, I don't believe this. I haven't seen a toxicology. We don't know if he had fentanyl in his system. We haven't seen the toxicology. You can get mad at me all you want, but we haven't seen the toxicology. I Googled it. They have not publicly released anything. So fentanyl death. And this is, you know, obviously a frame job. Right? I don't know. We're just pitching theories here, folks. This is all, you know, theories, law theories. This is highfalutin law theory. I'm like Joe Pesci in what's that? My Cousin Joe Pesci. I think that was what the movie was. Zen Ali, what's up? Good to see you. Here in the Netherlands, cops go to school for 4 years minimum. Oh my God, do you hear that? Here Here in the third world shithole country of America, ICE gets trained for, I think, 47 minutes. And then they're like, get out there, boys, and start murking them in the streets. And that's, not a joke. That was like their orders. If you've heard any of the audio. I don't want to play it because, they're chodes. And they don't even dress together. That's the weirdest part about ICE. That stands for Immigration and Chode Enforcement. Which, how do you have a chode enforce chode enforcement? It's like ICE investigating ICE. Like, they can't do that. You can't have chodes investigating chodes. They're going to be real mad when they find out that bonus isn't coming. Well, listen, they're stupid and they probably can't read. So here's the thing. They're just probably, you ever seen like a dumb animal or like a cartoon of a dodo? That's kind of what ICE is, They're just like, no. Dogs are smart. But they're just like these untrained baboons. What is a lemming? They're like little untrained lemmings. And they're just waiting for their next order. And then they unleash all hell on, let me show you the document. They unleash all hell on this. They think it's against people, but what they don't know is they're violating this. They're treating this like it was Stormy Daniels pummeling Donald Trump's rump with the Epstein files or whatever she spanked him with. Remember conservative values, people? Remember when you were like, we're conservative values. We believe in family values. What family values is cheating on all of your wives, the last one with a porn star while she spanks you in a hotel, which probably smelled musty anyways, and that is your family values? I'm looking at you funny because you got no spine. You don't stand for nothing. You just all talk. You understand me? Anyways. So yeah, that's what ICE is trampling on. Not only should they not have the money, but they should have to pay the people back. What is that? What's that called? When people get settlement sums, But that won't happen because Democrats and Republicans, they don't work for us. They work for Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and BlackRock and the big pharma. And so, revolution for the hell of it. I don't know. Reparations. There we go. Restitution. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Stephelson. Thank you for Zen Ali. I was looking for restitution. They're still waiting for those $40 gold Temu phones that are marked up to $600. Are you talking? Are you talking about the Trump phones? You know what the funniest thing? So when reading about the Trump phones, if you don't know, Donald Trump is profiting massively off the White House, and he decided to sell a gold, I don't know, Nokia, and the funniest thing is it still hasn't come out. It's just like Elon Musk back in 2017 or 20-something. He promised people a Tesla Roadster. That was like the sports car that the actual Tesla inventors created. So he promised them that, and he took $200,000 from 1,000 people. It's almost 10 years later. There's no Roadster, and I'm pretty sure Elon Musk was just like, we're closing Tesla down. We're just going to be an AI company. You can read the news. I don't give a shit. I don't listen to liars. So whatever he says goes in one ear, and, well, it doesn't even go in my ears. I'm just like, how would you listen to a liar? And there's 1,000 people out there who put $200,000 down on a Tesla Roadster. These people are massive grifters, and you almost have to keep your head in the sand to like be unaware of it. It's kind of hilarious. But the gold Trump phone is even funnier because when I think it was some more news, or there was a bunch of articles about it when it got delayed again, and they were breaking down that if you buy that phone, because it's not its own cell phone company, it's through T-Mobile, that because you're a subsidiary of it, you're not one of T-Mobile's main users, that basically because you have the Trump phone, you'll get throttled in service of their actual clients. So he's screwing you not only by paying him up front, but with the service. It's hilarious. Like, MAGA, you should really keep supporting this man. Keep throwing. I want you to throw all your egg money at him and just have the worst products and cell phones and poisonous stuff and grifting things and heinous looking sneakers and Chinese Bibles and guitars and just, everything. I think it's hilarious. Waste all of your money. You deserve none of it. You work hard for nothing. Everybody should try to give Elon Musk all their, or MAGA, give Elon and Donald Trump all your money because you're clearly irresponsible with it. Prison is ICE next gig. Yeah, but not guarding them. They're going to be in the cells. Yeah, if you use major carriers' back-end services, they throttle the shit out of you. Oh, well, that's what's happening to anybody who buys a Trump phone. Well, can we just be honest? Can we just be honest? I know MAGA doesn't like this, but we got to be honest here. There's no phone. It's not coming, okay? Keep holding that. Do me a favor. Hold your breath for the phone, okay? Hold your breath. Just like those people who paid $200,000 for the Tesla Roadster 10 years ago. And then today or yesterday, Elon Musk was like, we're pivoting. We're not going to be building these cars anymore. China's put us out of business. We're pivoting to AI, where I could just make nudie photos of anyone I want. Well, he's such a pervert. How do you claim to be a party of conservative family values and just support a bunch of perverts? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. You guys are hilarious. Oh, Jess, Trump hasn't done any great things. Jess, here's the thing. You clearly can't read, okay? You clearly can't read, because if you could, you'd be very upset right now. Tesla. Yeah, inmates, I should have made that clear. Okay, thank you, gents. By the way, if you're new here, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm live every weekday, sometimes on the weekends. I go live on the weekends too, because I love doing this. You know, I hate working for a living. I want that Joe Rogan money. I want that sit there with that knuckle dragging.
Say jury nullification.
Whoops. I want that Joe Rogan money where I'm just knuckle dragging going, durr, Peter Thiel told me to say, durr. Like, I want that money. You know, what do I got to dumb it down, not show the Constitution, be like, I don't know, everything's pretty good right now. And the MAG will be like, oh, we'll give you all our money. We'll give you all our money. You support us. The only thing is, like, I can't cross certain personal boundaries. MAGA, listen, just cover your ears. You wouldn't understand this. They're called, like, morals and ethics and integrity and backbone and spine and fucking character. And just over a lifetime, you develop them. You do these things where you go, that didn't feel right. Or you do these things where you go, that was a mistake. I'm very sorry about that. And you do these things and you develop what the French called character. And once you develop that, it's hard to cross your own moral compass, you know? You can't spin that thing up and down just willy-nilly. Well, I mean, Donald Trump can, but he never had a moral compass. He was gifted everything by his daddy. He was given everything, okay? That man failed upward spectacularly because stupid people in the bottom were like, he's smart, must be smart. Smart wealth. Wealth, smart. He's smart wealth, you know? Meanwhile, he's looking down at you saying,
Educated, I love the poorly educated.
and you hear them cheering in the background. You hear it. They're like, that's right, Donald. You love us. We have no college degree and barely fucking can read, Donald. Tell us who you don't like.
Smart people don't like me.
All right, smart people don't like him. I love you, Donald. What's it say about me? You know, like, you're morons. You're morons. And if you're coming into my chat to say, like, oh, Trump is a good guy. He called you stupid. Have some goddamn self-respect. Please, I beg you, for our nation, you're embarrassing us. Please do not leave the nation. I know nobody wants you. Maybe go to Antarctica. Aren't there penguins there in Antarctica? Because Donald Trump thought there were penguins in the Arctic. What a fucking moron. Penguins are south, buddy. You stupid dummy. God, he's so dumb. And it's funny to hear a dummy say, I love the poorly educated. It's like, well, we know he's obsessed with himself. But MAGA, just don't come in here, you know, bragging about how stupid you are. Donald called you stupid. Not me. Not me. I'm just, you know, passing along the message.
Smart people don't like me.
Smart people don't like me.
Educated, I love the poorly educated.
What do you think? Tomatoes, tomatoes. Bankrupted 4 times. Well, no. Well, are you talking about just the casinos? Because it was like, that dude's been bankrupt way more times. His dad left him $1 million. His dad... Oh, God, it's Billy again. Billy, we know you can't read, buddy. Do a text-to-speech something so you can figure shit out. Just ignore him. Yeah, to bankrupt a casino is, like, tough. But to bankrupt many casinos, I did the there's old articles. There's this thing called the internet. I don't know if anybody has it. I know it's very expensive and spotty in America, but you could still access it at like libraries if those exist anymore. But I showed you guys the article where his dad was caught red-handed for trying to give illegal loans to Donald's Taj Mahal casino. His dad was writing $100,000 checks, going in, cashing them for chips, and just taking the chips out of the casino and never to be seen again. That's a loan. That's a illegal loan that you can't do in the casino world, and that's what his dad was busted for. I love these people that are like, he was only given $1 million. Oh, so you just bootlick for $1 million? Is that all it takes to impress you? That's really what you tell us. You know, when you say stuff like that, you're like, all you need is $1 million and I'll listen to anything you say. Hold on. We got a meme for that. We got a meme for you, buddy. Let me get it out. You're not going to like this one. It's got rainbows and unicorns and all that stuff that scares you. Oh, buddy. But do we, here it is. Conservative men are deeply submissive to male authority figures. Kittens and dolphins, unicorns, all them things that scare you. You have nightmares. You wake up from at night. You're like, I had a dream a kitten was licking my face. You guys are pathetic. Pathetic. This is what you sound like. Mine? Mine? Bunch of repeaters. He didn't. He got his entire... Oh, so where did his... Billy, here's a simple thing for you. And the funny thing is like, he has family members alive who can, tell you otherwise. I know Billy thinks, Donald Trump pooped him out of his butt, that he is his firstborn. Billy's probably got a paternity suit with Maury Povich. He's like, Maury, you gotta believe me. I'm Donald Trump's first son. I was pooped right out of his bum. I promise you. I promise. Please, say he's the father. Where do you think all of Donald's dad's assets went? It was more than $1 million. It's okay. He's stupid, guys. Just ignore him. I'll block him soon, and then he's going to have to come back tomorrow. Trump was getting 200 G's a year from the time he was 3. Yeah, I forgot about that. I was just talking about his inheritance, where he literally cut the rest of his family out so he could steal all of his dad's stuff. They've done bigger tax evasion schemes that were more than $1 million. It's so funny. But really what I want to show people with Billy is like his stupidity. Like he's just repeating, he took $1 million to turn it into $1 billion. Well, no, he did a shit coin, meme coin, where he rug pulled people. That's how he became a billionaire. This is like highly studied right now because of the level of corruption that's going on. But that's okay, Billy. You could just look at how bankrupt he's been. Again, that's why he won't release his tax returns. And if you don't believe me, this was another thing I was going to talk about today. Oddly enough. Trump is suing his own administration for $10 billion. Basically, he's stealing $10 billion from taxpayers, but somehow SNAP people are the problem. Wait, that's not the article. Where's the Trump article? Where did I save it? Give me a second. It's really kind of surreal. Oh, I had the Putin photo. I'm so sorry to everybody who's already gone. Look. This is in the White House. He's got a picture. They're almost touching hands. Every time MAGA walks by that picture, they got to slap it and say no homo because they're so sensitive. Look at this is in the American White House. 2 things I never thought I'd see in my lifetime: the Confederate flag in one of the Capitol buildings and Donald Trump putting a picture of Putin up in the White House. I just can't wait for Tim Pool to catch the story and him being like, "That's amazing. So cool. I know we fear-mongered and we threatened people to, why don't you go to Russia? But now we are Russia." It's like, how does your brain work when you're like, why don't you go to Russia if you don't like America? And then here's the president being like, I love Russia so much, I'm going to frame their dictator, war criminal, and put him in the White House. Ta-da! Like, how do you square that circle, as the kids say? Or circle that square? Square the circle? I think it's a dumb thing. I don't want to do metaphors with shapes. But Boston, you're talking to morons who don't get it. That's right. But you know what? Here's the thing with me, and a lot of friends have told me this. I'm like this eternal optimist. Like I have hope for people. That's really my issue. Like my issue is like I want to believe that deep in the cockles of every person's heart, they just want others to not die from lack of health insurance or to be able to not have to pay a copay to big pharma who, used our tax money to create that cure. Like deep in the heart, I know that people do, because I talk to people and sometimes MAGA just wants to seem tough, even though you say, hey, I'm a radical woke leftist. And they're like, it's like, I thought you guys are tough. I just want everyone to have healthcare and universal basic income and free public transportation and have the best schools in the world that you could just go to because your taxes paid for them. Or we redistributed Elon Musk's wealth. He's an illegal immigrant, by the way. His brother said so. His brother Kimball snitched on him. Bad brother. But they're both in the Epstein files. So what are you going to do? Bad people. MAGA understands that when I go bad people. Where is Kimball? Kimball. Come here, boy. Oh, I wouldn't even name a dog Kimball. I wouldn't even name a fart Kimball. You know what I mean? Their parents really did hate them. Kimball and Elon? My Christ. They were like, we just want you to get your asses kicked at school. Here's Kimball.
They realized that we were illegal immigrants.
Oh, Kimball, you and your brother were illegal immigrants. I don't suggest anybody call ICE, but if you want to find a couple of illegal immigrant criminals, they're in the Epstein files, folks. Anyways, what was I looking for before? The Donald Trump thing. That's right. I don't know where it is. Here's him with, I call her Ruby Giuliani. I call her Ruby Giuliani. This is their first date. He was like, I'm done dating cousins. I'm going trans and I'm going to date a rich guy. Oh, James loves a dude. Oh, maybe this is a picture of James. Maybe I got this wrong. James loves this guy. Gross. Everybody make fun of him like MAGA does. Listen, folks, the simplest way to get on MAGA's nerves is just use their language against them. You have to speak moron. You have to go down. Like Michelle Obama was completely wrong. She was off her rocker when she was like, they go low, you go high. It's like, that's not how you defend yourself against a bully. You stand your fucking ground, you go lower. You go, well, man, has your family tree got no branches in it? What is wrong with you? We're in divisive times, but everybody could agree you're a moron. Shut your hole. You got to stand up against these bullies. Rather poor than MAGA. I'd be anything besides MAGA. You'd have to have a lobotomy to be MAGA. I mean, just think of all the ironic stuff that has happened. If this weren't such tragic times, this would be hilarious. This would be like one of the best written comedies. When this guy was leaking hair dye from his face outside of the Four Seasons landscape place. You know what I mean? Like, that is such well-written comedy that was not written. It's so funny. And these people, like, the whole time, they have to pretend, MAGA has to pretend like they're alpha males because they paid Joe Rogan probably $60 for alpha pills. That's probably just cut up shiitake dried out. Listen, I promise you guys, when I start making a lot of money on YouTube, we will buy Joe Rogan's alpha pills and we will send them out to get tested to see what's in them. We will. I'm just dying to do that. Because as soon as I found out Joe Rogan sells pills that are just called alpha, I was like, oh, this is the most thoughtless grift ever. Wasn't clever. Joe is just I don't know, call it alpha. Anybody will buy it. You know what I mean? He's like, who cares? I'm funded by Peter Palantir Eater. He was like, I don't give a rip. You can sell anything. Just these dummies will buy it all. And he's not the smartest either, so he's probably taking it. He's not only the president, he's also an alpha pill boy eater. That sounded weird. Oh, that's good. You drink lemon cayenne, you can't even see it. Lemon cayenne is good for your heart. I don't know. Oh, see, I love it. Billy, I know it's hard for you to understand humans. Joe Rogan is almost 60. Gross. And he's a poison to you. He feeds you poison. And if you don't believe me, just go Google Joe Rogan gets tricked by the internet and watch all the clips. He's not a smart man. It doesn't take much to grift Americans. And if you haven't learned that by now, you're probably being grifted. I don't know how to break that to you. But what was the other thing I don't want to talk to you guys about? Oh, I don't know where the Trump. I'll probably find it later. But just so you know, Donald Trump is suing, she says, his own administration. The article today, and it is in the link down below so you can read it yourself. Donald Trump is suing the IRS. So he's suing his own government. It's like the police investigating the police. I'm guessing he'll win. I'm guessing he'll go, hey, all the guys that I gave you those jobs because you're loyalists, let me win this one. So he's going to steal 10 billion of our tax money. And Billy was like, he's 1,000-folding his profits. This is what he does. You know what the funny thing is about Donald Trump and who he doesn't sue? He doesn't sue people who call him a PDF file and say he's all over the Epstein files. Never sued anybody for that. I wonder why. But he's suing the IRS. And do you want to know why? Because I forget, it was like some person within the IRS, I forget how they described them, leaked his 2015 or 20-something tax return. Remember when his tax return got leaked and it showed he was broke and he was like manipulating stuff? That's what he's suing over. And just so you know, every other president has released their tax returns besides, I think, Nixon. So what is he hiding? Why can he never show us stuff? Remember, I still joke about this because for MAGA to still believe in this man who back in 2015, he said, I'm being audited, and as soon as the audit's done, I'll release my taxes. His words. I've never known an audit to go on for 11, 12 years, but hey, what do I know about that? And MAGA's like, yeah, that's right, man. That's right. He'll release them. No, he's hiding them because he's funneling money to himself and manipulating everything. And now that he is the government, he can just go, I'm going to sue you for $10 billion and take that tax money from all the people who work really hard. I don't know how you could support this. This is kind of surreal. Oh my God. Speaking of Joe Rogan.
Enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? And Jeffrey, as a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you.
This story, Melania Trump documentary workers claim crew weren't allowed to break for meals. Nothing like a well-fed bitch saying you can't take a break for meals. Reminder, when we were talking about jury nullification and laws that are just wrong, there's history to be known. Here we go. Here's some vibe coach stuff. Billy, pay close attention. Are you feeling panic? Count backward. Oh, Billy's not going to be able to do this. Count backwards from 107s. I mean, if he has to get a calculator, that's not going to help you. Angry, hold your breath 4 seconds. Exhale for 8. I've helped some maggots, MAGATS, in the live stream before, and I've told them, deep breath in and breathe out and count to 1,000. Don't let it out until you're at 1,000. But seriously, this is, a real thing. It can help you calm down. I just want to show you guys this because this is, you own a food establishment? Say which one so we can know where not to spend our money, Billy. Say which one. You're proud of it, right? Say what you own so people know who they're spending their money with. Why not? Do you believe in the free market? People be able to put their money what they believe in? Come on, Billy. Put your money where your mouth is, Billy. 850,000. Ooh. We've never seen somebody so high up poop on so many people with so little. We just love that in America. We love the rich showing off how rich they are and saying, you guys should suck it. So why don't you tell us where you at, Billy? Why don't you tell us? Yeah, Billy, you're making my point. If you paid half of your earnings in taxes, guess why? Because Donald Trump cuts taxes for people that make way more than you that don't work. I can't believe, like, you are the prime example. No, not Buffalo, New York. Tell us which. Buffalo is a shady ass town too, man. I'm not surprised. No, tell us the name of your establishment. You know, we could get the word going. Say, hey, just so you know, who you're paying 850,000 K. I wonder how much you pay your workers. What do you pay them? The servitude wage, the old Jim Crow, $2.15. No wonder you're making so much money, because you ain't doing none of the work. That's what we're talking about, Billy. It's exactly what we're talking about. 20 per hour. I'll believe it when I see it. Bring one of your people on. I don't trust nothing that comes out of these people who believe in Trump. It's amazing, man. It's amazing that he thinks he's untouchable, right? Because of the money he makes. But he's still complaining about paying taxes, even though I know Billy didn't fucking pave those roads and get him to work. And you know Billy loves using the police. You know he's like, I'll pay your taxes. You come out when I say so. There's colored people out here. That's fucking my impression of Billy. Oh, God. But Billy, what I'm talking about is, you know, making the people who make way more than you pay their taxes so the working people don't have. Oh, wait, you don't really work. You just exploit. But anyways, you'll get it one day. It's okay. Right. Billy, you're digging yourself a hole, buddy. Billy goes, all my customers are black. Right, Billy. Okay, Billy. Okay. You just never open your mouth anywhere around anybody, right? I love it. You guys, it's so funny to really talk to a delusional MAGA who has no avatar, claims all these incredible things about their life, and, you know, is just this wisp in the wind. It's almost entertaining. It's almost entertaining. I love how we have the de-escalation methods in the background. I was trying to get Billy to calm down. You know, he's very triggered. He's in my chat every single day, upset that I'm like, people should have health care. People shouldn't have to work this much. You should be able to buy a home. There should be a single earner economy. People like the billionaire class are exploiting you and purchased all our politicians. And he's in here every day like, no, you're wrong. America's going great. For me, I pay too much taxes. It's like he has complaints, you know. He just wants you to think everything's perfect in his world. That's the worst part, you know. There are people that, despite their nose, they will cut their face off, or whatever the stupid saying is. They will suffer themselves just so the others won't have anything. And it's the worst thing. It's like those are the people you don't want to be neighbors with, because they just want everyone to suffer, because it's not even about the world. It's they're miserable. You know, their dad didn't hug him like Donald Trump or Elon Musk. Well, with Elon Musk, it's not that his dad didn't hug him. It's that Elon Musk's dad, Errol Musk, you can look this up. There's reporting done on it. I've done a live stream on it. Elon Musk's dad, Errol, was hugging Elon's stepsister a little too much. And then Elon Musk's dad married Elon's stepsister. That's a true story. So it's like things like that scar these men. And they refuse to go to therapy or, you know, do anything about it. And they just take it out on the world. That's what you see right now with Donald Trump. He is terrified of the Epstein files. He is absolutely horrified that this broad's going to roll over. You know, I wouldn't, listen, I'll say it here first. I wouldn't be surprised if she just isn't part of Earth anymore. I don't know how to say it, you know. I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised. With news like this, where Ghislaine's like, there's 29 secret people that weren't charged. You know, she might be getting a secret cell visit. I don't know. But I just say, once you know stuff, you know, you become dangerous. And these tiny little ego monsters, these tyrants that have all the power, they are so sensitive. I'll say it again. Have you ever seen a press conference with Donald Trump? If anybody doesn't start off by saying, like, sir, you're the greatest there ever was, he's like, you're not nice. Get them out. Get them out. Not nice. Not nice. Like, he says shit like that. I'm like, who can see a grown man say, you're not very nice, please leave, and not think, like, does this bitch need a safe space? You can't be asked a hard question. You have to be complimented every time. Look at his regime, the people surrounding him. They all have to be like, well, first, sir, let me just say you're the greatest thing to happen to America since George Washington. You know, he was comparing himself to Lincoln at one point. My Christ, folks. That's a red sign. Red. That's a warning. A red flag. I get all these metaphors, these hyperboles confused. I get it all confused. I'm old. We used to say rad and mint and cowabunga and stuff. We never really said cowabunga, but I like to trick kids into thinking we did. You know, we lived in simpler times where to know stuff you had to look at books. You couldn't be tricked by Joe Rogan. And the internet wasn't tricking Joe. He was still wearing eyeliner and makeup, and he was a skinny little sissy, you know? If you don't believe me, just go look at pictures. News radio. he was... he did not play the straight man in that comedy. Let's just put it like that. Why do you think he loves having men watch him take an ice bath? Because most of his audience is men. Yeah. Good God. Postal ferret with rum. That name reminds me of something Hunter S. Thompson would say. I don't know if you know who Hunter S. Thompson is. Therapy jargon has infiltrated everyday speak. Yeah, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think the American language needs to progress. And I really think that's why I love other languages so much, because they'll have one word that can have multiple meanings and multiple usages. And America kind of has that, but we really haven't progressed the language much further. And the irony of that is like all these people that are like speak English really can't even speak English themselves. You know, they say y'all and stupid shit like that. Even Melania. Like, why isn't people yelling at Melania to speak English? You know, I played audio of her yesterday. She can't even read English. Like, how are you not mad at that? She's in the White House. She's supposed to be representing you. And you're mad at your neighbor? Like, they're not fucking representing America on the world stage. Like, you should yell at Melania. You don't call, you know, she called the presidential inauguration the presidential immigration, you know? And it's like, goddamn, at least just speak it in Slovenian prostitute or whatever you speak. I don't know. Brentwood biking. Billy, your Trump math is way off. $20 a day for 10 years is only $73,000. Well, yeah, well, listen, I hope nobody's going to Billy for math. He also claims he makes 850 grand a year. Like, I'm sorry. I know stupid people can make a lot of money, but they mostly go into like podcasting or politics. You're not making that kind of money fucking being that stupid. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know people in the restaurant industry. You might have heard of him, Chef Gordon Ramsay. He's pretty rich and he's not dumb. He's not a dumb guy. You got to know flavors, you know? Billy's got zero flavor, I'll tell you that much. What was I was trying to find a clip. Oh my God, hold on. I had one of the funniest. Oh, that's the clip I was trying to find. When Donald Trump goes, 300 million people died last year in America from drugs. And you're like, bro, so only 42 million people are left? Like, what? Hold on. Where is it? I don't know where it is. Oh, here it is.
And the fact that 300 million people died last year from drugs, that's what's illegal.
That's Trump math. 300 million Americans died last year from drugs. I think there's like 342 million Americans. So there was more than a Thanos snap of drug deaths last year, according to Trump. This is what I mean. It's like, if you even just hear what he's saying and don't have the Trump blinders on and the MAGA hat on, you're like, this doesn't make sense. I didn't lose everyone I know last year. Maybe he did. I don't know. Maybe we're all wrong. Maybe Thanos did snap it away. My God. Oh, Don Lemon got it. Yeah, I already went over that. What was there was something else I needed to talk about. Oh, this. I wanted to show you this. 10 years is 33,650 days. Oh, look at this. Do you know, I think it's Marco. Oh, no, wait. Gianmarco Soresi. That's it. Gianmarco Soresi. He tweeted this. So funny. So funny. You notice how no MAGA is mentioning Charlie Kirk anymore? Like for one whole day, they were so upset and then they just stopped caring. Oh my God. Especially his wife. I think his wife led that charge. That was, oh no, I already talked about the Don Lemon stuff. Ooh. I wanted to play this Donald Trump audio talking about him hiring Doug Bergman because he was attracted to the guy's wife. This is top level pervert material. And I think this is why the people like Billy like Donald Trump, because, you know, they're like, oh, I get that. I would do that too. You know, Billy probably saw his chef's girlfriend and was like, oh, I got to hire him so she comes all the time. I can say inappropriate things to him. Listen to Donald Trump.
You know, I saw them riding horses in a video, and they said, who is that? I was talking about her, not him.
He was talking about her, not him.
And they explained it. I said, I'm going to hire him because anybody has somebody like you to be with. It's an amazing tribute, and it's a great couple, amazing couple.
So he's openly admitting he hired Doug Bergman for 0 qualifications. You know, the whole meritocracy, like you got to be qualified. We don't want DEI, XYZ, whatever they're talking about. Here's the leader of that anti-DEI movement saying, I hired Doug Bergman because I saw his wife on a horse. This is the most pathetic. This is why you just need to understand this man is not only incompetent, but he's criminally incompetent. Because openly admitting, I'm pretty sure that might violate a law, but openly admitting you hired somebody because you thought their wife was hot is like, you know, that's alpha perv material. That's like queen of the incels, you know? Like you don't get much more Epstein than that. Just to be very honest, because he was probably thinking I could get her into the house and lock the door behind her. Who knows? You know, he's definitely got ED, Epstein dysfunction, but this man is just something else. It's amazing to listen to those clips and to just, sometimes you just got to wonder, like, what do people see in him? And you're probably like, oh, they see themselves. You know, they have thought, the people who support Donald Trump saying, I hired that guy because I saw what his wife looked like and she was hot. I didn't hire him for any other qualification besides I want that hot wife near me. And she was standing behind him smiling, probably going like, what's that smell? But it's, I don't know. It's surreal. You got to wonder, like, these people must think like him, you know, and they identify with Donald. So they're like, oh yeah, I've done that. I've been a weirdo like that. No, it's not that nobody likes me. It's just they don't get me. It's like, no, everybody gets you, man. Everybody gets you. They just want to get less of you. That's all. That's all it is. How come insurance companies aren't charged with when they deny life-saving healthcare just to make a profit? Life is too short. 420. Good to see you, by the way. Good to see you. I'm glad you made it. 100%. 100%. I would just say my enemies are ontologically evil and there's no act against them, which is wrong. They should be. You can't charge Mr. Handsome Face with alleged stuff when your weapon is a denial sheet, an AI generated denial sheet. By the way, it's very important to announce to the world the U.S. judge who's been overseeing like the inappropriateness of the police, which, God, how do you keep your job if you screw up this bad? I don't get it. You know, like if Billy he claims he owns a restaurant. If he just started serving MAGA T-shirts, and they were like, I ordered French fries. He's like, I don't know, I have a lot of MAGA T-shirts I thought would sell. He's like, eat that. Like he wouldn't be in business for long. How do the cops screw this up so bad? They didn't read him his Miranda rights. They seized and searched his bag without a warrant. And a judge was like, I don't know, man. I'm trying to help you losers as much as I can, but bada boom, bada bing. Charges against him dropped. Dismissed. He's still got the stalking charge, but hopefully he'll be out free because innocent till proven guilty, or jury nullification, whatever you want to say. Journalist Don Lemon arrested after protests that disrupted Minnesota church service. This is so bananas because, this is our tax money that they're arresting journalists. And let me just remind you, we're supposed to have a free press. Supposed to. I know it's small. Pause it. Zoom in. We're supposed to have a free press. You should be able to cover protests without fear of retaliation from the government. I know MAGA hates the Bill of Rights. I know they despise. They're like, they're like, daylight. But really, this is concerning, especially because Renee Good, Alex Preddy, all the who's the other dude? The dude out in LA, I forget his name. My apologies. But there's a lot of people that are being violated, shuffled loose as mortal coil by ICE agents, and there ain't no arrest. They're put on paid leave. Paid leave. They're paying the criminals. America. I remind you of an old quote. When institutions fail, you don't reform them. You replace them. Okay? Had a lot of fun, but I gotta go. Peace, Brett. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you. Stay safe and warm. We don't know if he's not already in a warm locale. We don't know. But stay warm. It's 5 degrees here. 5. And when that wind blows, my feet are still cold. I'm missing some. Keith Porter. Thank you, KMC. Thank you, Keith Porter. And not even to mention, and I didn't want to talk about these stories today because it hurts my soul. That little kid, Liam Ramos, who was abducted in the hat. Like, if you have kids or have had kids or no kids, this is one of the most horrific. It's just, before I talk about that, I just want to say, I remember, I'm old enough to remember when MAGA was like, you got to protect the kids. Remember the whole QAnon, Epstein files? They were like, we got to protect the kids. They even did a Pizzagate thing. You know what I mean? Like, they were that committed to their lie. And now here we are just a short year later, and they're like, F them kids. Probably literally, but you know what I mean? Like, that really bugs me. Like, there's no redemption for maggots. There is none. Because you can't go 1 year ago, release the Epstein files, protect the kids, to let those immigration and chode enforcement agents kidnap these children. It harms my heart. It really bugs me. Not only because I am a father, but I know children, like, there's children everywhere in this world. And why would you not want to protect all of them? No immigration chode enforcement should be kidnapping a kid. God, it's so infuriating. So infuriating. Yeah, this is why I can't talk about this. Because I'm so angry. And if this doesn't make you angry, then I don't know. You shouldn't be calling yourself an American. It's that simple. If you can ignore that and not see your child as one of those, not see your child's friend as being that, you know what I mean? It's so heinous. But the hypocrisy of these people claiming to want to protect the children and now just cheering ICE on while they kidnap children to send where? We don't know. Epstein Island? I don't know. Is that the list? Yeah, there's these are just the names recorded so far. Look at that. That is horrific. See, I can't do this. I got to try to stay in somewhat upbeat moods, but I appreciate you, Postal Pharaoh with Rum. That name just reminds me of, it feels like a poem by Hunter S. Thompson. But yeah, it bugs me to no end to think those kids are taken from parents, taken from school, and if the reports are accurate, you know, they're being detained in cells. These are like 6-year-olds. These are like first graders, man. There is no here, because I do believe in the good Lord Jesus Christ. I'll just let him speak for me. He says, for anyone that will make a child trip and stumble, meaning fall into sin or fall away from his ways of being, you know, a child, let them tie a heavy millstone around their neck, one that you would put on a donkey, and throw themselves into the sea. You don't believe me? It's in the fucking Bible. Here, I'll just look it up so I can get you the verse. Jesus says, millstone, throw into sea. Matthew 18:6. Matthew 18:6. Don't read the King James or the New Version. Read the AMP version of the Bible. It's more descriptive and comprehensive. Matthew 18:6. For anybody that's cheering on ice right now, I just want you to know, if you think you believe in Jesus, Jesus wants you to tie a millstone around your neck, one that donkeys wear, and throw yourself into the sea. These are not my words. Again, these are not my words. It would be better for him to have a heavy millstone, as large as one turned by donkeys, hung around his neck, and to be drowned in the depth of the sea. Matthew 18:6. Let that be a lesson for all you fake triots, you faux Christians. You disgrace Jesus. He explicitly addresses people that are going to mess with kids. Oh, sorry. See, this is why I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm not very religious, but I know for sure I'm more Christian than MAGA. Yeah, listen. And here's the thing. Oh, Billy. I love when Billy will say, they're sneaking over a border. Shut up, man. Some of these kids were born here. Most of these kids were born here. And here's the thing about Matthew 18:6. Jesus didn't put an asterisk, Billy. He didn't put an asterisk for you to read in the footnotes. I know you don't read, but that's what it means. If they put an asterisk, you go down to the bottom and there's footnotes and they'll describe it more. And in that, he didn't say, unless they illegally crossed the border. Jesus never said that, man. He didn't. He didn't. He did say, welcome the stranger. So stop fucking playing, you know? Don't use my Lord's words in vain. People always tell me, well, you shouldn't curse. Really? You should see my actions. My actions are radically beautiful. I want to help people. I want to defend these fucking kids. I want to speak out against tyrants. I want to remind the Christians, because I am one of the ones that they claim to be, I want to remind them what Jesus actually said. Not my words. It'd be better for him to have a heavy millstone, as large as one turned by a donkey, hung around his neck to be drowned in the depth of the sea. That is Jesus talking to ice right now. The ice that is dressed so poorly, by the way. These men, look at these chodes. What? Did he just get off mall cop duty? My Christ, dude. My Christ. Oh. You might be entertaining angels unawares. Zen Ali. Oh, that's such a beautiful thing. God damn. Just reminded me of my mom. And my mom's been gone for decades. Yeah, my mom used to always think that. You never know. You never know. That's why Jesus said, you know, whatever you did to the least of these, you've done to me. And that should be haunting Joel Osteen. Joel Osteen, you should be waking up in a cold sweat, hearing Jesus' words echo. Whatever you did to the least of these people, you've done to me. Whatever you've done to the least of these people, you've done to me. And listen, this is the other thing about history is written by the historians, brother. That is we. Amen to that. And I love the historians. Check out Tad Stormer here on YouTube. He's a resistance historian. Amazing, amazing, amazing lessons he teaches. I watch him every single day. But let me just say this too. I should always preface this. When I talk about Jesus, when I talk about Christ, I don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable except for MAGA. That's it. If you don't, I don't give a shit if you believe in Mother Goddess, Thor, if you're Wiccan, if you're agnostic, atheist, satanic church. The reason I say this, and I have to clarify this in my lives, because I don't want people to feel outcast or outside, marginalized by what I say. But the reason I do this is because in America, Christianity has been perverted so badly that people believe these humans represent Christ, and they don't. And all I want to do is read his words to you. So if you ever encounter someone who's not doing what Jesus's word said, because remember, Christian just means you're a little Jesus. You're a follower of Christ. And Jesus wasn't like, you need to go on a crusade. Jesus was like, you know how you're going to tell people that you follow me? You know how people are going to know that you follow me? Because how you act. You're washing their feet. You become the servant. You unselfishly love your neighbor. That's how you can tell a Christian. So I try to arm people with the knowledge, because if you don't want to go through the Bible, I get it. I didn't want to for a long time, and now I read it every single day, because when I have to go up against these Joel Osteens, these pastors, these preachers, these evangelicals, these whatever they are, where they're trying to pervert the word and send us seed money and all that grifting shit, you need to be armed with the knowledge of Jesus's words. This is why I share it. It's not for you to fall into whatever you might think it is, but it's just so you're armed with that knowledge. Because I hear so many people, like Charlie Kirk is one of them, where it's like, that dude was not a brother in Christ, man. He's burning in hell right now. Burning in hell. And I'm confidently telling you that. That is not a joke. I've read Jesus's words. He did none of it. None of it. And we know at that last minute, he didn't get to be like, God, forgive me. You know, he didn't. So I just want you to know, you ain't got to be a believer in my good Lord and Savior Jesus's words and ways, but you should know them. You know, what is it? G.I. Joe taught us that knowing is half the battle. The other half is battle. I don't know. They never told me what the other half was, but I know G.I. Joe said knowing is half the power. Yo, Joe. I'm guessing the other half was revolution, but God is looking up to see the good work Trump is doing on earth. See, and that's the other thing. I believe Jesus had a good sense of humor. Because you don't raise your old friend from the dead, Lazarus, come out, without a sense of humor. You know what I mean? You got to have some sense of humor. Because you know for days after that, they were like, Jesus, when I die, you let me be. You let me be. You know they were roasting him. It's not in the Bible, but that's how I see things. I see things as Jesus was lovable. He had charisma. He had charm. He had a little je ne sais quoi, you know? Jesus was like the guys, but the ladies, man. And he had that, you know, that special something. You know, he could tell a good joke. I mean, he roasted those hypocrite, what were they called? The hypocrite Pharisees. He roasted them Pharisees. He did like a Greg Giraldo, Jeff Ross style roast when he was like, oh, woe to the hypocrites. I was like, oh, buckle up, folks. This is 0 AD, or no, what would it be? 33 AD style roast comedy, you know? But I read the Bible differently, you know, because I read it. Every day. You can too. The app's free on your phone. And if you don't have a phone, any hotel room, first drawer, Bible's right in there. All right, guys. That Christ Riz. Holy shit. I have to write that down. 88, I can't pronounce it. What is that? Wyan Finty? Oh my God. That is the funniest. Can I put that on a t-shirt? It said Christ had Riz. Can I please take that on a t-shirt? I have if you want to check out my clothing, Class Consciousness clothing, link in the description. Can I please make that into a t-shirt? I don't know if I got to quote you on the back or whatever. Jesus says, but Moses invested my dudes. That Christ Riz. Okay, thank you. I just wanted your permission. I don't want to steal that, but that is one of the funniest things that I would like to wear to churches. With a picture of Jesus with the glasses tipping down. Like, yo, that Christ has Riz. That is funny. Or no, it should say Christ has risen, but we'll cross off the EN. That's what I'll do. I'll put an X over it so it just says Christ has riz. That is fucking great. That is so funny. See, that is Jesus. And that's what I'll put on the back. Jesus approved. That is so funny. Oh my God. This is why I love doing live streams. This is why I love. Yeah, I've been doing this for a long time. I gotta go, but that was too good. I can't miss stuff like that. This is the most beautiful thing. See this, MAGA? I just want to take a minute to, if MAGA watches this later, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. You see those human interactions? That's what life is about. That's all that life is about right there. That little interaction, that beautiful interaction where humans can just enjoy the solidarity, the unity in the community of one another, where we can laugh and smile, and that will brighten my day. Listen, 88, that's 88Y, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but when I get off this live, I am texting people immediately that, just so I don't forget, and because that's funny as hell. That is so funny. The dude abides. Oh, great flick. You see the picture of Noam doing yoga? No. She probably also did the put down right dog. Wait, is there a real picture? Okay, you guys are killing me. Oh my God. Now my head's starting to hurt. You gotta stop. Is there really pictures of her doing yoga? Or is that just the setup? Because you got me on that one. You got me on that one. 88 Infinity. Okay. Oh, now I see it. See, I'm slow. It's like somebody else came in that their name is Sunshine Euphoria. Love the name. But it was Sunshine You something, something, something. And it took me like a day to figure it out. But yes, there is a picture. Okay. Because I was like, that's a brilliant setup. I would like to steal that setup and tell that joke later. And I would prefer if there was no one. No one gets it. Yeah, see? Listen, I'm not trying to claim like I'm the smartest person in the world. I just have, common sense. Don't want people to, expire because of lack of access to healthcare because insurance companies provide zero fucking product, They just provide AI generated denial claims and huge bills. That's all they provide. They're paper wasters. Just like maggots are oxygen fucking wasters. They're using up all our good oxygen. Insurance companies are a scam. Ugh. All right. You can steal a joke. Thank you. All right, guys. Make sure you hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Don't forget, I got to leave you with some Abby Hoffman. This is one of my heroes. If you don't know who Abby Hoffman is, go look him up. Movies on him. Look up his quotes. Look him up talking to people on YouTube and his activism. One of the greatest activists America has ever given birth to. He says, you measure democracy not by the freedom it gives its, or by the freedom it gives its dissidents, not the freedom it gives its assimilated conformists, aka MAGA. So I leave you with that, guys. Too Short still here. Good to see you. Stay dangerous. Just existing is dangerous at this point, Zen. Stay safe, warm. From the Netherlands, you stand with us. I just want to take a minute. I love having people from all over the world. I had Doreen on, who was in France. She actually came and co-hosted with me one time, and we talked to her just about a bunch of different things. We got some folks in Egypt who give us insights, because I think it's so important for Americans to understand outside of the little bubble they want to live in, and that so many other countries have such amazing rights and freedoms and tax usage. So it's so important that you were here. And maybe next time you could give us more info on things that work well in your country and things that don't. Because I always cite that, we're the only country that doesn't have universal health care. And people go, oh, you want to wait in long lines? And I go, well, what's the opposite? I'd rather wait in a line or just figure out how to fix the long line problem. I don't know, call me crazy. We don't have to just duplicate shit. But, my wife works in healthcare, and you watch people lose their homes because they're trying to afford whatever kind of care they need. And that's a very true American story. Medical debt is an American fucking phrase. So, so it's important for you to be here. I appreciate you. See you, man. Good luck. Well, hopefully you guys hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Much love to you guys. Thank you guys for all being here. Thank you for the laughs. And as long as you hit the notification bell, I'll see you guys tomorrow because I'll probably go live.